Today, these are the three learning outcomes These are the three learning outcomes of today's session. What we'll be doing is, since earlier we have done the 8 components of the coaching profile, we'll be using tips in every little single segment to help you enhance your coaching profile. And there will be some examples that we could show you on the CoachSG platform and the social media platform, right? Before we go into the session of updating your coaching profile, we have also done some background work with our employers and parents. And what we have noticed, right, those circled in red are actually important components that we wanted you to take note of, like the chemistry with coach, which parents felt are very important, that they like who they see. Just now, our poll also shows that track record and experience and certification, which you view are important, are equally important for the parents and the employers as well as word of mouth. We all know referral is important, and we need to make sure that who we are and what we do are congruent as well. So these are the things that what people want to see when they hire coaches. And if we look at some of the other useful information, for example, venue, credentials, are things that we suss out and made improvements to our Find a Coach profile. So when you see that later, you will see how we have made use of some of this information that we have retrieved from our surveys to make better some of our programs and also the profiles to allow search. So for the first part, there are 8 components. Within these 8 components, right, we want to make sure that it is authentic, because as you don't want it to be just a 2-dimension profile and it doesn't seem like who you are. So this is what we recommend that you look at. And of course, the first part of the profile is that of a photograph. So you could have a photograph that is taken professionally, as well as you could also take it at home. You know, these days, camera phones actually have very high resolution, as well as, but just make sure you don't use the reverse camera because it won't be sharp enough. Try to take your photographs also in the morning because you are brighter and you are fresher. You also try to find a place that has good lighting. So a good lighting is where, like for example, where we are, we actually have bright lights here. And if you're at home right now, you can stand closer to the window. There's some natural light, but please make sure that it's like falling straight onwards and not like one side of it. Otherwise, it will look good. Okay, so in a photo, right, especially when you are on a screen, let's say a coaching profile that's full of words like a resume, the first thing that is most important is the picture. So you want to spend some time making sure that it's the good one. And if you're looking at a neat appearance, right, make sure that if you take a picture, you have a mirror in front of you, check on it. And if your hair is a little flat, you can blow it dry to add some volume. And this is what is a lasting impression. And then you try to have your picture in the torso, but not hold so full until your whole face is in the photo, but just keep it further away. So there's some space that if you crop, it is a nice picture as well. The next part is about a confident look. You know, coaches are in a position of power and authority. So as a professional, right, you are subject expert. So you want to exude that kind of confidence in your picture as well. So some could try to do it with a best coach ever pose, like, no. So don't do cute things like that because those are meant for your personal things. Personal albums, yes, for all you want. But if you want to take a confident picture, make sure that the appropriate pose is given and the look is confident. And of course, when you take pictures, there's also a different side. So you have a nice left side as well as a right side. So you try to test out, try to take about at least 30 pictures with maybe about 15 of each side, and you'll be able to find out which is actually a better looking side. Those of you who have never tried before, you can go and try it as well. Then what else we are looking at? The next thing that we're looking at is attire. I know we are all in the sporting industry, so attire is important. You can still wear your sporting clothes, but of course it's the professional profile where it's like a document or a website. You might want to wear something with a collar so that you look smarter. So that's what we recommend. And if it's more of like a social media, you want to be a little bit more fun, you can still wear your t-shirt. Just make sure it's appropriate and also fitted. We don't want loose clothes because it makes you look actually sloppy. Yeah. And you do have contrasting colors so that you can be like actually different. So do not try orange because like, for example, if you is awkward, then it's like something like white and this looks good. So you can decide which is the background. Go test at your different areas in the home. Yeah. Next, we are looking at accessories. So you wouldn't want to wear like caps that will block like a third of your face. You wouldn't want to wear sunglasses because they can't really see your eyes. The eyes are the window to your soul. You don't want like necklaces that actually are too big that will cause distraction. You wouldn't want many other stuff that like a watch that or carrying a bag, things that actually cause distraction to your actual profile. So remove all those accessories if possible. We're also looking at the background. You know, sometimes we take pictures that have background that is causing a distraction. Try to avoid that. Don't use pictures that are taken in a social context because those social contexts will be actually be used in your separate personal life. Yeah. So do not also use group pictures because you wouldn't want your profile picture to have someone else's arms. Yeah, or someone else's shoulders or hair to be in your profile picture, right? So this is what we don't advocate. And lastly, we want to make sure recency of pictures. I know some of coaches may have gotten their pictures done professionally in a studio, but if it's like more than 5 years and you do not really look like what you still look as anymore, you might want to retake that. You can just use your camera phone, but get someone to do it. Yeah. So if otherwise you can use a tripod to test out yourself at home or get a loved one to spend maybe 10 minutes to get that nice profile picture. Yeah. So, and lastly, after you take the picture, right, also get one of your fellow friend, can be a friend, can be a family member or a fellow coach to critique it. Yeah. So our tip is try to take at least 30 pictures, review them, ask a friend, and then upload it. So the next part that we are talking about will be your coaching experience. The specialization and key skills, right, are important because it allows a person who is looking at your profile to tell immediately what it is that you are offering. Make sure it's clear and simple. We also recommend that you write your specialization in a first person narrative rather than a third person. So what do we mean by first person? First person is where my name is Lynette. I have been coaching for 5 years. I specialize in coaching adults and children. Third person is where it's like referring to someone else that's like not you. So it's like Lynette has been coaching for 5 years. She teaches swimming to children and adults. Yeah. So this is the difference between a first person and a third person narrative. Yep. But if, of course, you are looking to build a business site where you have different profiles of different coaches, yes, on that page, you can write it in a third person perspective where you are referring to them all. But if you are having a page that is about just yourself and selling your services, we recommend that a first person perspective actually sounds better. So that's in terms of specialization. And of course, we are looking at experience. If you are an established coach, yes, go ahead, state how many years you have been coaching, where you started coaching, 1990 something, year 2000 and things like that. Yes, it adds to your experience. But if you are a new coach, just starting out, you could just list your sporting experience. So these are still a part of who you are. So for coaches, you decide what are the key things that you want to list from your coaching experience, right? And that's for skills. What we want to look at is also tactical. So you want to list down what are some of the skill sets that you have. It may not have to be in all full sentences, but you could actually have it like in a scale form. So if you look at this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, this is like a scale of 5. So you could list them based on some of the skills that you have in this manner. So just now we have covered a little bit more about coaching experience. We also look at the key achievements. So this for the key achievements, right? You decide what are the things that you want to see in your program as well. because achievements can be both your own achievement in terms of your coaching experience, as well as it can be your other awards, that as long as it's related to sport or coaching, we do want to include that. Next, we'll be looking at coaching accreditation and certification. I know most coaches tend to just write, I am registered with the NROC, but it's important to put a date, because the date actually gives you a little bit more currency. And for example, if you are accredited to deliver a program as well, that's important. And if you have a certification in something, it's important to describe that certification and the organization. But we wouldn't need too much details on the certification if you have too many. So you just have to keep picking about 3 to 5 related ones to put in your whole profile. Because these days, nobody have time to read like profiles that's 15 pages long. We do want it to be short and sweet and those that's relevant. And why we include the coaching philosophy, right? Because we felt that a coaching philosophy is important to tell who you are. Just now we talked about the employers and as parents looking for coaches with a personality. So by having a coaching philosophy, it actually adds to the personality that you have. And later we'll showcase some of the coaches that have written their coaching profile and their coaching philosophy in different platforms. Then you can have a better sense of what we are talking about, right? Lastly, for testimonials, right? Why we set in this format for platforms first? Because how you're going to put the testimonial is actually very important. The amount, for example, if you decide to put it on a document, then you won't need to spend so much effort getting in different formats. So it will be a retrieve from whatever format that you could use, which could be just a feedback form or just a phone text. So if you just put it on a document, you can just text like maybe a past athlete or a past parent that you have coached and then ask them for feedback. If you go on a document, then you just retrieve it and then type it inside. If it's going on a website, then it might be slightly different. Then if it's going on a website, you may want to then decide to do a video, right? So those are the differences that you have other considerations, and it's going on in social media as well. So then that decides on the next part of how you're going to collect the information. Like the mode of collection is also important. Some coaches have feedback form. You can use it after every session. You can have feedback form at the end of the season, or if like an athlete decides to move on, you can also request for a letter or someone of significance or from a school, yeah, things like that. And you could also request it through an email as well, and you can retrieve the things. And phone messages could also be, and we also have a review function. So later we'll show you on Facebook, there's actually a review function, like if you visit some of the food blogs or stuff, there are actually things that is already set in place. You could just activate that function and people could put a review on your coaching services. And the format could be things that you do it yourself by placing it on a Word document or on a PowerPoint slide and making it to something nice. You could use video clips by getting people to record and stitch them together. So that takes a little bit more effort. There are also screenshots, but we don't actually encourage screenshots because it's like not so professional. It just looks like you're taking off your screen, off your phone and things like that. So we don't recommend screenshots. Yeah, and the content in the testimony is also important. Do you look at what kind of information you want to obtain? Is it a narrative way of someone that you have guided over a period number of years, the stuff that you have brought the person through? Are you looking for things that's like statistics? You know, I've coached 200 athletes, then you have like 200 reviews, you'll see. So that actually decides on what are the things that you wanted to be on your testimonial. And who is important, because you will want someone who have known you enough, not someone just like who know you just for a season, but perhaps for a longer time, so that this person can vouch for your character. You can also have people of significance. If they think that you have a big outreach, you can have them write a profile, a testimonial for you as well. And we also want to look at recency, because if you have your testimonials that's like 5 years ago, it may show that you are not really actively coaching, or there wasn't any other significant achievements in the past after that 5 years. So do have something recent as well. So this is what we have covered in terms of the 8 areas of the coaching profile. Yep. So this is what you could do. And if you don't have a current enough sorry, yeah. If you don't have enough, I'm sorry, we are more. So if you don't have enough clients at the moment, you can omit this testimonial segment, okay? So what we will cover next is, after we have looked at the coach's profile that you have, we will then go on to some of the profiles that we have seen. What I will draw for you is some examples. Not sure how many of you have visited the My ActiveSG page. This is where your profiles are shown. Some of the coaches actually disable their search, or if their first aid is not active, your profile actually won't be seen. So on the right side, right, is where we actually have two QR codes. Because to have your profile being shown on the My ActiveSG page, you have to be an NROC coach, the National Registry of Coaches, as well as updating your profile on SportSync. Only when you update your profile, you'll be entered in, and 24 hours later, it should show up. So if it doesn't, then please drop us a note and we can look into it as well. Yeah. So just now we also shared how we have done a focus group discussion with our parents in 2017. We have actually since then added been a little bit more fields. I will show you Coach Andrew Lau. So not all coaches actually update their profile, right? So when I was like trying to do this and trying to find some evidence, I like to crawl through like maybe 10 applications before I found Andrew. So what you want to see here is Andrew's segment is where we have, okay, so these are stuff that are already pulled from your data. What you see below are the things that you enter. So these are the fields that we added recently: years of experience, the coach type, the coaches group, as well as the coaching rate, because we think that is important. So these are what parents tell us are important, and this is what we have included such fields for coaches to include. So if you haven't spent time to update your profile, we understand that this About Me may take a little bit time for you to craft. And if the components that we have shared earlier can help you craft some of it, you can spend a little bit of time doing that later. But you could firstly update some of these fields so that your profile won't just have like these 3 items here, but some of about yourself, which is okay. Can we go ask about coach type? I think we have various areas in terms of coach type, like volunteer coach, I think community, professional, full-time, part-time. Those are the different categories that we have. Yep. We can speak with you later. Yep. Thank you, Kevin, for raising that question. So this is what we highly encourage everyone to come on to update your profile on My ActiveSG. Yep. So you should be shown. Next, we also look at My ActiveSG Circle. So what is this new My ActiveSG Circle? Today we actually have 200, no, not 200. We only have about more than 100,000 views on this My ActiveSG Circle. So it's a new portal which aims to encourage people to go on a personalized health and wellness journey on a single platform. So on this platform, what you will see is on the right side, right? You actually see coaches. So these are the list of coaches that you see on right now. You can actually see classes. So you can have virtual classes on there. There are also video clips that's on. Right now, you can see some of the health and wellness one. We also can see some of the nutrition one. So there are cooking videos on it as well. So later, after this session, you could spend some time going through the My ActiveSG Circle as well. Next, there is no cost involved in this platform. We just want to let you have a feel that even when you offer your classes, right, there's also no cut from SportSG. So what we allow coaches to is to update your profile, you submit, and then you need to enter all your virtual classes. So once you offer your virtual classes, yeah, you will be seen online as well. And also we want to show you a couple of, like, besides the profile pictures, right? Just now we mentioned, so these are some of the examples of profile pictures that you can immediately see, you know, like things we want, like clear background picture and stuff, right? Next, we want to look at one of our coach. So Coach Lawrence Chu actually is one of those swim coaches from NROC that have already got on board on my ActiveSG Circle. So if you can look at it, he actually shared his personal mantra about being fit and healthy. So this is his own philosophy for wellness. So this is what describes him. You see specialties, they actually are described here. So this is what we talk about at your sport and experience. We also look at certification. So these are the different type of certifications that he has and years of experience, as well as when there's a more function, this is where you can describe about what you want to share as well. And if you're looking at, this is where you could also put, he has a little bit of his coaching philosophy here, you see. He says that he has a warm personality and passion to impart swimming skills and engaging students. Yep, so this is a part of what forms he is for his coaching philosophy. Yep, and right now all we have to do is to wait for Coach Lawrence to add on his virtual classes. Okay. What we want to spend a little bit more time on is also on social media. So beyond the SportSG platforms, right, we also have the social media platform that can have a far reach to many people and a viral as well. And these days, a lot of people spend their time there. So having a profile on social media will expand your outreach further. We are looking at some of the profiles, both in terms of the community coaches as well as high performance coaches. So we'll look at a couple of platforms that are popular. Of course, there are a lot more others that you can take your time to look at it as well. So who we have here? Okay, on the left side, we are looking at Coach Isa. Coach Isa is our head coach with ActiveSG Football Academy. So if you look at his picture, here is very clear that he has himself and then a poster of himself as well. So and the look, and like just now we mentioned, right? You can smile, you can choose half smile. It's up to you. As long as he has that feel that is of what you want to portray. And the backdrop that is chosen is unleash your inner power. So there's also a line to what he believes in. See, so it's like sport related. And he also have a little intro about himself and like, you know, about business and where he has studied. Yeah. So this, and if you look below, there's some Happy Children's Day clips at ActiveSG as well. So this, why we say it's like a coach's profile, because this is what their personal profile look like. It's not to promote themselves as coaches, but just as a coach, you know, this is your personality, this is what you stand for, and you are using it to also promote some of the things that you are really interested in. And below we see Coach Neo. So Coach Neo is the principal of our ActiveSG Basketball Academy, as well as Coach Neo is the coach of the Singapore Slingers. So if you see here, his profile picture is during a Slingers game, and of course his team that he values. And if you look at below his post, right, also of basketball stuff. Yep. So this is what you could update on your coaching profile as well. Okay, Kai Ling has a question. Is the ActiveSG Circle platform open to all coaches? Currently, it is open to all coaches because we want to encourage everyone to come on to have a personalized wellness program. Next, we are besides on Facebook, right? So Facebook has many powerful functions. You could upload videos, you could upload photos and stuff, and you could even have a review function. So you can set it up as a personal account page. You can also set it up as a business page, but we will not go into all the details about setting this up. You can it will take a separate session, and you could do it on your time later. And if you really need help, you can take a look at it as well. Okay, next we are looking at what other profiles are there on Facebook, and what is the review function that we were earlier saying about. So those of you who have been watching football, Roberto Mancini is the Italian coach who is now managing Manchester City. Yep, so we look at his profile, but of course, this is like a very professional picture, definitely taken professionally, and his account might be managed by someone else. But these are the good things that I think we could learn. You know, there are like video clips, there's current and frequent. You can also put a link onto your YouTube videos as well. So these are the things that you could include under stuff that you have. And this is the review function that just now we talked about. We wanted to make sure that rather than having your own review component within your profile or your website, some of these social media functions have this review button. So you could add in a review, but if you only have like very little people, then you also doesn't look so good as well. So you do take your time to build it, and some other ratings. And like you can see, then when the person recommended, then you say, oh, good, and trainer. Even our CoachSG page, right? We also have that review function, and some of the coaches have left some reviews for us as well. Thank you so much. The next platform that we are looking at is Instagram. So in Instagram is where it's mainly pictures of pictures and videos. So we have taken the liberty to assemble a couple of all these coaches that we know. Vincent Ng, Wushu coach. And if you see, these are the things that they could already put on in their own, in their achievements, as well as what the other positions that they hold currently. Then Vincent has his own pictures. And this, we also want to highlight Chris. Chris Sum is an NROC coach, and what he done very smartly is to redirect the page back to his coach's account. So your own account actually have a unique URL here, like my ActiveSG/sports/firecoach/ there's his name out there. So if you do that, you can actually have your own profile and link it back if you want to. Okay, so these are the pictures. And on Instagram, right, the first part is the picture that has your own things that you upload. On the right hand side is this other icon which people tag you in. So if you take pictures at events and like your students or your athletes, they want to tag you, then it will appear in the second tab of the pictures that you are seeing. And of course, you can, if you don't want your profile to be seen, you can also make it private. So private means only people that you gain access to have access to your photo and video clips. And we see Coach Artem. So Coach Artem has been very active, doing a lot of clips, and even on the Singapore wrestling site. So Coach Artem has updated his Instagram post quite frequently. You can follow him, and you can also follow Gary. So, and if you see this ring, right, opposed to these two other profile pictures, the ring on it actually shows that they have an Insta story. So what is the Insta story? An Insta story is just a short clip that will disappear in 24 hours. So it can be a short, something that I've done in 24 hours, this is my lunch, or this is where I am, and it doesn't stay in your profile. So it's like a sneak peek of today, yeah. So these are two coaches, they are quite savvy and updates their Insta story very often. Do follow them, then you can look at what are some of the things that they do, yeah. And their profiles are also public, yeah. So when it's not public, what do you not see is all the other pictures and stuff, and the profile is private. So when they set it to private, you can't see that as well. So this is what we have seen on Instagram. We are also looking at some Instagram accounts of international coaches. So yesterday I tried to do a search. So these are some of the profiles that we have seen more than one. The criteria for my search is must be more than 100,000. So when you have more than 100,000, what makes these people continuously follow you as well? And compared to, okay, let's compared to the coaches that we've seen locally, right, where their profiles are a mix of their family, perhaps their own pictures and their training and some of the things they have. These coaches are very driven. So their profile is really more of a coaching profile where they are aiming to use that to promote themselves, promote their services. So if you see this coach Ferber, actually every single clip takes a couple of hours to make before he comes to a final post that he put on his Instagram account. Yep. So you can look at it later and to see what some of the stuff that he have on. And like some of these others, you can see those are a lot of call to action. And even this like text me for free daily drills. So it is essentially a lot of marketing driven to share, and everyone has their own websites as well. Yep. So for those of you who are intending to go on Instagram to build a coaching profile, you can take a leaf from some of this. This is where you put some of your key videos, highlight videos that you want to show on your profile, and like some of the clips, right? They tend to be about a minute long, and anything longer than a minute, they will classify under the IGTV. Yep. So these are the different tabs that they have to show their pictures and the video clips as well. Yep. So, and if you see right on the third column, we have Paul Easton. So Paul Easton is so confident that he doesn't even need his own face in the display photo as well. Yeah. So he knows enough because he has so many followers and people are popular. So when you are getting to that level, you can also change your display picture in due course, but you decide what works better for you. Okay. So this is what we have in terms of Instagram. And of course, the last place that we are looking at is that the other popular is YouTube. Anyone recognize any of these coaches? A clue here. So we have these two coaches who are on our Motivational Mondays. Those of you who have heard them, Andrew, which is a multi-sport coach. He actually have a YouTube account showcasing what he do for snowboarding. So it entices people. If you look at one of these clips, you'll be, wow, I want to go to Niseko. I want to get on the snow. Yeah. So there's this important part about YouTube where it combines video and audio, audio, visual and stuff that makes people go on it and watch. And there are advertisements that you can also place on. So these are things that you could add on the YouTube channel. CoachSG has also recently got on YouTube as well. Our own YouTube channels have all our home-based learning clips right now. And we also put our past events clips on it. Yep. And if you look on the right side, we also have Randall. So Randall is a coach that's in our second segment of the Motivational Monday, where he shared with us how he has coached his athletes during this period. So if you see right up here, he is on WebEx, and how he has instructed two of his athletes to be undergoing through training. Yeah. And this is actually a very, very recent clip. You see, 2nd April 2020. So these are the stuff that coaches could do to also be interested to get on. And if you want to watch back our clips, is our Facebook Live clips also includes their motivational talks, and you can catch that. Yeah, and catch up. All right. So now that we have gone through a few of these platforms, right? We have gone through the social media where you have YouTube, you have Facebook. We would like to then now start a poll. Let me start the poll first. Okay, so those of you on Zoom, right, you should be able to see the poll running on your screen right now. We are asking the coaches, which platform would you choose to enhance or create your coaching profile right now? Okay, numbers increasing. And those of you who are interested to get online to do webinars like this, right? You can look at our clips on Facebook. Yongju has done a session about delivering your online session. Eliza and Shane has done a session about platforms. So these are the two key clips that will get you started on this. Okay, about 70 people have voted. Right now, we know that 70% are interested in updating their profile on Find a Coach. Thank you so much. We hope it will give you a little bit more incentive and also a little bit more look to want to link back to your Find a Coach profile, as well as giving a better experience to whoever that was looking at your profile online as well. Thank you. So I will end the poll. I will share the results. And the second part is there are people who are close. Second on time is in Facebook. So second in line is Facebook, where coaches are interested to be looking at Facebook to improve their profile. And third is Instagram. So Find a Coach, Facebook, Instagram, and website. So there are some of the coaches that are interested in building your own website, or you already have one. Look back at your profile. Hope these little tips will help you to enhance it further. Okay, so we have finished the poll. And what we will want to do is do a quick recap. So the recap is to look at the session of what we have done today. So today we tell you the what of a coaching profile, things that you look at, the where you could be looking at some references, the where you could be building your own coaching profile or coach's profile, things like that. The difference between a coaching profile is where really you want to use it as a place for you to sell your services for coaching. A coach's profile is where, okay, you are a coach, you are also you have family, you have social and things like that. So as a coach, this is me. Yeah, so it's not really a lot of sell, but it's more of like, this is my person, this is my personality, and this is the profile that I want to portray. So you decide which works for you better. And some prefer to keep a personal account separate from your work account. So that's the take that some of you could actually explore. So this is what is the learning outcomes. But of course, we have a bonus announcement at the end also. Later, we will share with you what are some of what is the bonus announcement that CoachSG is bringing for you. What else are we looking at? Okay, we are almost at the tail end. Do we have any questions? Okay. Any questions about the profile right now? Oh, let me see.
有，这里就做的吗？
ada analisis.
So if we don't have any questions, we will go on to the next segment. Our clips are available for viewing after this. So like if you miss certain parts of this, we will upload our slides online. You can look at it, as well as you can come back to view the clip as well. So we are on Facebook Live.